worked so hard to make this production possible. We give you a warm welcome. We are very glad you're here. My name is Cheryl Goodman Morris, and my husband and I are pastors at this church, and I am here to introduce to you the town of River City, Iowa, and some of its main institutions. Behind me, you'll see a statue of old Miser Madison, our town benefactor. Off to my left is the Madison Public Library, and off to my right is the Carew House, home of our lovely leading lady, Miss Marion Carew. There are some institutions in our town that aren't quite as visible, but equally important, that I need to tell you about. The town privies, or the restrooms, can be found by going out the back door, crossing the patio, and going through the double doors that lead into the kitchen. There will be 2 intermissions, one following Act 1. It's very short, just long enough to stand up and stretch and sit down again. And one following Act 2. Uncle Maddie's watering hole will be open and will be serving coffee and lemonade and cookies. Once again, we are very, very glad you're here. And we'd like to say that if you do not have a church home, and the warmth and the spirit and the enthusiasm that you see here tonight is something you'd like to be part of, then come visit us on a Sunday morning. Or talk to one of the cast members after the show about the church. And now, the Music Man.
City, next station stop.
You're crazy with the heat. Credit's no good to a notion, salesman.
Board, all aboard.
Why not? What's the matter with credit? Why, it's old-fashioned. Charlie, you're an anvil salesman. Your firm give credit? No, sir. Nor anybody else.
River City next.
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the button-ups. Cash for the cotton goods. Cash for the hard goods. Cash for the soft goods. Cash for the fancy goods. Cash for the noggins and the piggins and the firkins.
Cash for the hogshead, cask and demijohn. Cash for the crackers and the pickles and the fly paper. Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
What do you talk?
You can talk, you can talk. You can bicker, you can talk. You can bicker, bicker, bicker. You can talk, you can talk. You can talk, bicker, bicker, bicker. You can talk all you want, but it's different. What?
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory. Why, it's the Model T Ford made the trouble making people want to go, want to get up and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles to the county seat.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Who's gonna patronize a little bit by Ford kind of store anymore? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
Got the Model T and all. Take a gander at the store, at the margarine store, at the present day store, at the present day margarine departmentalized grocery store.
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
You can talk, you can bicker. You can talk, you can bicker. You can talk, bicker, bicker, bicker. You can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Why, if you need a biscuit made in trouble, you need it. Put the crackers in a package, in an airtight sanitary package, made the Cracker Barrel obsolete.
Obsolete.
Cracker Barrel went out the window with the male-top cut plug, shone by the stove. Changed the approach of a traveling salesman, made it pretty hard.
No, it didn't, but you gotta know the territory.
Gone.
Gone with the hogshead, cask and demijohn. Gone with the sugar barrel, pickle barrel, milk pan. Gone with the tub and the pail and the tear.
Ever meet a fellow by the name of Hill?
Hill. No.
Just a minute.
Never heard of any salesman Hill.
Hell, he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory.
What's the little lie?
Never worries about his life.
Never worried about his life.
Or the Cracker Barrel being obsolete, or that you need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package, or the Model T Ford.
Just a minute.
Never worries about his life.
Never worried about his life.
Or a doggone thing. He's just a bang beat, bell ringing, big haul, good gold, every night, red roar, and every time a both sides salesman. That's Professor Harold Hill. What's his line?
He's a fake and he doesn't know the territory.
Look, what do you talk?
He's a music man.
He's a what?
He's a music man, and he sells clarinets to the kids in the town with the big trombones and the rat-tat drums, big brass bass, and the piccolo uniforms too, with the shiny gold braid on the coat and the big red stripe running.
Well, I don't know much about band, but I do know you can't make a living on a big trombone. No, sir. Men in Pittsburgh, Haxton, here where you are.
No, the fellow sells bands, boys' bands. I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king, and he tallies and he gathers, and he plucks and he shines. When the man dances, certainly, boys. What else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly, boys. What else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir.
But he doesn't know the territory.
River City, we're across the state line into Iowa. River City, population 2,212. Cigarettes are illegal in this state. All aboard?
All right, if you're all through, I'll tell you about Harold Hill.
You really know Harold Hill?
Never seen him before in my life, but I know this much. He's given every one of us a black eye. Why, after he's worked the town over, the next salesman to arrive automatically gets tarred and feathered, rode out city limits on a rail. You think that's funny?
Yeah, I do.
Well, wait till it happens to you. You never get rid of his doggone feathers.
Well, why do you get run out of town on a rail?
Because in order to sell band instruments and uniforms and instruction books, he's got a guarantee to teach them kids to play.
Well, so?
And to form them kids to do a band with himself as the leader.
So what's wrong with that?
He don't know one note of music from another. That's what's wrong with that. Why, he don't know a bass drum from a pipe organ. I'm going to catch up with that swindling two-bit thimble rigger. When I do, I'm going to squeal on him so loud.
Oh, Charlie, you're mad. I sure hope I'm around and you catch up with that fella.
Well, I won't be here in Iowa. Not even the great Professor Harold Hill will try to sell them the neck-bone Hawkeyes out there.
Aboard! All aboard! Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I'll have to give Iowa a try.
Don't believe I caught your name.
Don't believe I dropped it. If she passes by, point her out to me.
I will. How are you going to start the new pitch?
Same old way. First, I keep that music teacher off balance. And in my next step, we're going to get your town out of the serious trouble that it's in.
Well, River City isn't in any trouble.
Well, then I have to create some. Why, you remember, I have to create a desperate need for a boys' band. Well, now what's new around here? What can I use?
Nothing. Except the billiard parlor's just put in a new pool table.
Well, they never had a pool table before?
No, only billiards.
That'll do. Hey, see you later, Mars. And don't forget, music teacher.
Music teacher.
Excuse me, Mr.
Dunlop.
Either you are closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I see trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player. Strictly mighty proud to say I'm always mighty proud to say. Well, I consider that the hours I spend with a cue in my hand are golden. How to cultivate horse sense and a cool head and a keen eye. Did you ever take the time to give an ironclad lead to yourself with a three-rail billiard shot? Well, just as I say, it's judgment, range, maturity, and scoring a ball-blind game I say that any move. And take it, shove it all, and it pop. Why they call that sloth. First big step on the road to the depths of dagger. That's it first. Medicinal white from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pinchback suit. And listening to some big gal in town Jasper, hear him tell about it. Horse race gambling. Not a wholesome trot race, no, but a race where they set down right on the horse. I'd like to see some stuck-up jockey boy setting off game and hatch, making blood boil while I should sit. Well, now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones in a team. I can make mark the difference between a gentleman and a mum, and the capital B in that right, and the P in that stands for pool. And all week long in River City, you can see River away, and they go yelling at me, Ritter away there, noontime, suppertime, short time too. Get the ball in the park. Never mind getting dandelions pulled or screen door patch to the beefsteak house. Never mind pumping any water till your parents are gone with a cistern empty on a Saturday night, and that's trouble. Yes, you got lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking of the kids in the next block. Sure, yeah, young. Thinking of the pool hall window after school, you got trouble with walking. Right here in River City. Rhymes with a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. Now I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm going to be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on when they're looking around that hall? Let me try out Beaver, try out Cupid, try out Tailwind, Symmetry, and brag and all about how they're going to come from the telltale breath with sunset one fine night. They leave the pool hall, head for the dance of the armory, Liberty Man and Scarlet Blue, and brag like Jesus, the regular son, your daughter, the art of the jungle, everything. Here we are! Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground trouble! Oh, yes, right here, River City! Right here, River City! Capital T, that right with P, that stands for pool! That stands for pool! Let me show you that trouble! River City! Right here! You gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school. Our children. Mothers of River City, heed that warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. Why the minute your son leaves the house? Does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? A dime novel hidden in the corn crib. Is he starting to memorize jokes? Captain Billy's whiz-bang? Are certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like swell. Aha! And so's your old man! Oh, if so, my friends, we got trouble. Right here, Percy. Right here, Percy. We got P, that right, P, that stands. We surely got trouble. Right here. Remember the name, Plymouth Rock, and the Golden Rule. Our children gonna have trouble. Oh, we got trouble. We're in terrible, terrible trouble. That man with 15 numbers. Oh, the devil's food. Trouble. Excuse me, did you drop your note? Well, say, I need you back so. I'll only be in town for a while.
Good.
That's you, daughter.
Yes, Mama. Keep on, Evelyn. I'll be there in a minute. Hello, Mama. Fine, dear. Now you're exercising.
I don't remember the library being open last 4th of July.
It was, Mama, all evening. Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town.
Oh, who?
I never saw him before.
Did he say anything?
He tried.
Did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. Now don't talk, Amaryllis. Don't love TV a little slower and please keep the fingers grooved as nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear.
If you don't mind my saying so, wouldn't it hurt you to find out what the gentleman wanted?
I know what the gentleman wanted.
What, dear?
You'll find it in Balzac.
Excuse me for living, but I never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
There you go again with that same old comment about the mentality of river-city people and it's all much too hard.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman has a husband and you can have it on, why should you really have right to go through? Even if you have put home and a change, all of us are free.
Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have that habit of changing every subject.
No, I haven't changed subject. I was talking about a stranger.
A stranger who is a
It's a lady, a very long child.
Mama, do you think that I'm a common master? Now, really, Mama, I have a standard for them, and I have no intention.
All about your standards and it's goes by my name. There's not a man alive who can hope to measure up to that level more. But at St. Catherine or Webster, you can come before yourself. Out of your Irish imagination, your eye was covered and the library full of books.
Well, that isn't the best I ever heard. Thank you. Can I have a drink, please? May I have a drink? May I have a drink, please? You may.
Which of us after dark? Is that the way to walk into the house?
Hello?
That won't do at all. I have a kiss from me boy. And the lady over there is your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop.
Well, Winthrop, where's your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you please come? I'd especially like you if you can, Winthrop.
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to a party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No, what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
He won't say Amaryllis because CS. Because of the list. He's ashamed.
We know all about his list, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop,
Bet he won't say it. No, thank you. Amaryllis. Amaryllis. He's crying. Why does he get so mad at people? Just because he lists. It's not just because he lists, Amaryllis. That's only part of it. Well, what's the other part? Never mind, dear. It's just that he never talks very much. Not even to you or your mother. No, dear. We all have to be a little patient. I am patient, even though he never talks to me. But I do
See, without a sweetheart, you have no one to take a night to on the Evening Star.
I know. For the time being, just say, good night, my someone. You can put the name in when the right someone comes along.
All right. It's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your crosshand piece.
Now I may play my crosshand.
When born by the red wife, Eulalie McKechnie for leading the singing. And Ethel Toppelmeyer, our fine player piano. Player piano player. As mayor of River City, I want to welcome all you River City Zians here to these 4th of July exercises set up for us indoors at the Madison Gymnasium on account of the weather. 407 years ago, 407 years ago, our forefathers brought forth on this continent a new nation. The members of the school board will now present a patriotic hymn. The members of the school board will not present a patriotic hymn. Some disagreement about the costumes, I suppose. Instead, the Watanye girls of the local wigwam of Hiawatha will present a spectacle, my wife. We'll present a spectacle in which my wife, We'll present a spectacle in which my wife, Eulalie McKechnie, will take a leading part. Mrs. Shin will recover. No thanks to a certain young ruffian who's a disgrace to our fair city. 407 years ago, our forefathers brought forth on this nation the paid fireworks spectacle, the last days of Pompeii, will take place. Providing the rain stops to 9:30. It'll be out to the Madison Picnic Park in the far meadow across the creek from the pest house.
Powers, it ain't be rain. Didn't the Gazette predict fair? Sure did, yours. That's why we're all prepared for its storm.
The Gazette's right most of the time, J.C., and you know it.
Oh, you wouldn't be last very long in the banking business being after both.
Now, we don't know anything about anything.
Order here. Some order, please. Order.
Oh, number 8's late again tonight.
I make her early.
She's late, all right.
She's right on time. What's the matter with your watch?
There's nothing the matter with my rock. I do not look to see
Just a minute here. Just a minute.
What in the world I said was?
Never mind. Fourscore and 7 years ago.
We're to the pool table in town.
That's right. Just a darn minute here.
Yes, the pool table, isn't it?
Now, come. You're going to let me get on with these
all the apartment walls come tumbling down. Now a man will do it, my friends. Oh yes, I said a boys' band. Do you hear me? I said River City's got to have a boys' band, and I mean she needs it today. Professor Harold Hill is my man. River City's going to have that boys' band. As sure as the Lord gives us 3 apples, and that band's going to be in uniform. Got it. Catch it, red. You'll see the glitter and flash of cymbals, and you'll hear the thunder of rolling drums, and the shiver of trumpets. And you'll feel something akin to the electric drum I once enjoyed. Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Conway, the great creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa. All came to town on the very same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade with 110 cornets close in hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos that breathe of every famous band. 76 trombones caught the morning sun with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper bottom 2 million horsemen. Thundering all along the way. No better California than soon, and the thing better say, there shouldn't be found a cannon in the battery. Thundering, louder than before. Pirates of every size, trumpeters who listen to the microphone, blast it higher than the score. 76 trombones with the big parade, 110 cornets left in hand. Roll the road and roll of the finest virtuosos in green of every famous band. 76 trombones out the morning sun, 110 cornets right behind. Over the road and the green, bringing up the finest green and the horn of every famous kind. There were copper symphony wants to do. Thundering all along the way. Now the belly's rolling up to East Missouri, and you think back to say there was 59 cannon in the battery. Thundering, louder than before. Clarinets to every side, the trumpeters to improvise a full octave higher than the sun.
Man, this calls for emergency action. That man is a spellbinder. Why, I haven't seen Iowa people get so worked up since the night Frank Gotch and Strangler Lewis lay on the mat for 3.5 hours without moving a muscle. Oh, that was something. Oh, never mind. We've got to grab that hoodlum. He almost blew up his chin.
Thanks, Professor. Gotta make an example out of him, you know. He's the ringleader. What he does, the gang does.
Yeah, you wild kid. You've been hanging around my oldest girl. His father's one of those day laborers out south of town, you wild kid. He was tagging along down Main Street after my oldest daughter last Sunday.
How was it either, tagging?
Don't you contradict me.
We were just walking together. Gee, why?
Now listen, don't you, well, you just watch your phraseology. I know what you was doing. My little Gracie, she's seen you. And I want you to know, if I catch you hanging around my daughter anymore, well, you're gonna hear from me. Who laid the rails? And Mr. Hill, I want to see you about this band business over at City Hall, Monday morning, 10 o'clock sharp. Men, I want that spellbinder's credentials.
Oh, Constable. Why, that's all right. I'll be responsible for the boy.
Oh, Professor, you don't know this kid. He's tough. And he's got his gang waiting outside.
Oh, that's all right. I'll be careful. Tommy, I wanted to talk to you about the band.
Ah, gee, Professor. That's the little kid.
Oh, I'm not talking about playing in the band. Well, you're mechanically minded, aren't you? Did you ever do anything with perpetual motion?
Nearly had it a couple times.
There, you see? Why, you're just the man I'm looking for. Why, do you realize that no one has ever invented the music holder for the marching piccolo player? Why, no place to hold the music.
Gee, Clyde. Wonder where I get the wire from.
Why, go look in your cellar. That's where people keep wire.
Hey,
Hey, Tommy.
Yes, sir?
And now, Constable, I'll show you how to break up a gang. Oh, miss. Miss. What's your name?
Oh, Sunita. Oh, I didn't have any idea you were stepping into me. Good.
Do you know Tommy Keeler?
Oh, well,
Tommy, this is Zanita. I want you to escort the young lady home.
Oh, only except that I'm not going home. I have to go to the library. God.
Well, then I want you to escort the young lady home by way of the library, by way of the candy kitchen.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
You have to.
Yes, sir. Professor, you're a pretty bright young fella. But you made a couple of mistakes.
Oh?
Mayor owns that billiard parlor with the new pool table.
Oh. Well, what was my other mistake?
That's Anita. She's the mayor's oldest girl.
Just a minute, Professor Hill. We need your credentials. We're the school board.
Academic certificate.
Oh, nothing of the kind.
We need letters and paper. Then you put up a bond. Letters and paper.
What am I hearing? Why, you, sir. Say, ice cream.
Ice cream, but I don't sing, young man.
Well, all right. Talk then, but, down here.
Ice cream,
Talk slow.
ice cream.
There, you see. Singing is only sustained talking. And now you, sir.
Ice cream.
Ice
And you, sir.
Ice cream.
And you, sir. Ladies, from now on, you'll never see one of those men without the other three.
Oh, Professor, you're wrong. Why, they hated each other for 15 years.
Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream.
How can there be
Any sin sincere? Where is the good in good thought, in good fight? Your apprehensions confuse me here, puzzle and mystify. Mystify, tell me what can be fair in their world here, while one single star shines above. How can there be any sin insincere? Aren't we sincerely in love? Oh, where is love?
outside.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? Another thing, Mr. Hill. I'm not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some people in this town. But I think it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in there which may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Hello, Gregory.
Oh, hi, Marcellus.
Oh, don't call me Greg. How'd you make out with the music teacher?
Oh, scrumptious. Ate out of my hand the minute I tipped my hat.
She did? Boy, you sure cut a swap tonight. For a minute there, even I thought you knew something about leading a band. Just like when you used to imitate that band concert fellow back at Joplin.
Yeah. Kid stuff. Oh, I'm in rare form these days, my boy. You just keep your eye on me for the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks? But it only used to take 10 days for the instruments to arrive.
Why, it still does. It takes 4 weeks for the uniforms.
Oh, no, Greg, you haven't added uniforms.
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books? But you can't pass yourself off as a music professor. I mean, not for any 4 weeks.
Oh, now, Mars.
But you don't know one note from another.
Oh, but I've developed a revolutionary new method called the think system, where you don't bother with notes.
But in 4 weeks, the people will want to hear the music. Well, you'll have to lead a band.
Oh, but when the uniforms arrive, why do you forget everything else? Why, at least long enough for me to collect and leave. This is a refined operation, son. And I've got it timed right down to the last wave of the brakeman's hand on the last train out of town. Now, Mr. Washburn, if you'll excuse me.
Gonna line yourself up a little canoodling, huh?
Well, I thought that
Say, I can fix you up with that one, sister. Lovely girl, teaches Sunday school.
No wide-eyed, eager, wholesome, innocent Sunday school teacher for me. Why, that kind of gal spins webs no spider ever. Now listen, boy. A gal who trades on all that fury merely wants to trade my independence for her security. The only effeminate she will file refers to marching down the aisle. No golden glorious baby, Christine goddess. No, sir, or no Diana do I play for. I can tell you that right now. White scarlet, I hiss. How could ignorance be compared to this white sparkle? And I fizz for the lady who knows what time it is. White cheek, and I pray for the few I'm too late to say the saffron wiser girl for me. No bright-eyed, blushing, breathless baby don't baby. No, sir, that kind of child ties knots. No sailor ever do. I prefer to take a chance on board the adult romance. No, do young Miss who keeps resisting all the time she keeps insisting. No bright-eyed, wholesome, innocent female. No, sir, why she's the fisherman at the fish you see. I flinch and I shout when the lass with the delicate air goes by. I smile and I grin when the gal with the tips in walks in. I hope and I pray for Hester to win just one more aid. The sacrificer, the girl for me. The sacrificer for me. Your foot, the way you raised it just now.
Oh, well, you see, I have a bunion there.
Oh, what grace, what natural rhythm, what expression of line and movement.
Oh, Professor Hill.
Oh, you must accept the chairmanship of the Ladies' Auxiliary for the classic dance. Oh, mustn't you, ladies?
Oh, yes, right.
Oh, every move you make, Mrs. Shinby, speaks del sart. Oh, will you accept? Oh, please, say yes, Mrs. Shin.
Oh, that's you, Lady McKechnie, Shin. Well, I, dance. Well,
Then you accept.
Yes, indeed, and I would like to say...
Thank you. And now, the young lady who plays the piano, Mary Prue, I believe. Well, after all, she is the librarian.
Of course, I didn't tell you this, but she advocates dirty books.
Rambling! Oh,
And the worst thing is, of course, I didn't tell you this, but I will tell.
the man lives on my street, let me tell. Stop! I'll tell. She made brazen overtures to a man who didn't have a friend in this town until she came here. Oh, the miser Madison.
Miser Madison? Madison Gymnasium, Madison Picnic Park, Madison Hospital. That Miser Madison?
Exactly! Who did he think he was?
Well, I should say. Show off. Why, he left the town library too, didn't he?
Well, that's just it. He left the library building to the city.
But he left all the books to her.
She was seen coming and going from his place.
Oh, yes, oh, yes. That woman made brazen overtures with a guilty guarantee. She was going to stick in her eyes and silver voice and competency. Just knows her down and do the redeal on the left, on the deal. Here, perfectly march. Left River City and the library building, finding lessons on the books to her.
Just 1 minute, mister. We want to see your free dance. Why, certainly, gentlemen, I am just what you went over at my hotel room. Wait, come with me. Why, good night, ladies. Good night. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. We're going to leave you now. Farewell, ladies. Farewell, ladies. Farewell, ladies. We're going